Recently, I've read an article discussing whether CrossFit is a sport or not. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm doing that capsule, because to me, that article is completely off the track. I mean, how can CrossFit not be a sport? Think about it. I mean, yes, the training part, as I mentioned in the bodybuilding capsule, how you train does not represent a sport itself. It's the act of competing. But if you're competing in CrossFit, you are totally competing against other individuals, totally competing according to a certain set of rules and being judged according to a certain standards. And you have to have a high level of skill and physical capacities. These three things are what makes a sport a sport. In my opinion, pretending that CrossFit is not a sport is something that haters will say. And I'm not a CrossFit guy, right? I've worked with CrossFit athletes, and honestly, they probably are the athletes I like to train the most, because they are perfectionists, they are super hard worker, and they really want to improve in everything. So that's pretty cool for a strength coach, because there's always a problem to fix. Now, these guys, when they're competing, I mean, all right, if you are doing CrossFit just as a regular training to get in shape, in boxes, doing the WOD and all that stuff, yeah, that's not a sport. But playing pickup basketball is not really it's a sport, but it's not competing in it. But if you are competing in CrossFit, then it's a sport. They have ranking. You have a certain set of skill to master. Everybody does the same in the competitive WOD. You're competing against other people. You require physical capacity. You have exertion. You have skills. All of these are the component of a sport. So to me, someone writing or saying that CrossFit is not a sport is either a hater or someone who's just looking to create controversy to get even more social media traction. And in my opinion, that's just everything that's wrong with our field today. Like doing things just to attract more attention to yourself. To me, that's the worst thing that happened to the training world ever. So yeah, CrossFit is definitely a sport. You might not like it. I don't like triathlon. It's a sport. I don't like cycling, but it's a sport. CrossFit is a sport, whether you like it or not. So there you go. I don't even know why I said that capsule. I don't know why it needed to be mentioned, because it is obvious. Anybody who is not of that same opinion doesn't know what a sport is.